So it was one weekend I was up there hanging around with them, we were talking about success and goals, and having a really good evening, and we decided that we were going to go out and shoot some pool. So we make our way to Dooley's, and as I'm getting out of the car, I bump into this young punk driving a brand spanking new Lamborghini. And this guy thought that his crap didn't stink. And he was just a jerk, and we had a bit of a bunt to the heads and exchanged some words, and went on our way. And I spent the next 10 minutes, what a rich prick and jerk, and I called him everything under the sun. And Bill just sat there and said, and I for like 10 minutes. And finally he says, Jeremy, you can never become something that you hate. What do you mean? I said, I don't want to become that. That guy was a jerk, and why would I ever want to become that? And he said, well, that's funny. Maybe you don't want to become that, but that is what you want to move toward. So you come up here and you hang out with me, and you talk about success and making money and moving forward, and yet you ridiculed someone who has what you want to move toward. So how often do we do that? Whether it's fitness or wealth, how often do we look down our nose on people that have what we want? If you honestly stop and ask yourself that, something I hear all the time is people will talk about those cardio bunnies on the treadmill, or those skinny buggers, or there's another word. I don't know what it is. Skinny boys. But like it or not, as much as you say you want to move towards something, as much as your conscious mind wants to move towards something, your subconscious mind will not allow you to move toward or become something that you hate. Have you ever been driving down the road in miserable, absolutely miserable weather, only to see a jogger with the snow beating off the side of his face, and you turn to your buddy in the passenger seat, look at that idiot. Are you not sitting there with your friend making fun of someone who has the exact level of commitment that you yourself wish you had? That you yourself wish that you could get up 6 o'clock in the morning, whether it was raining, or whether it was cold, or whether you weren't feeling quite right, and go do it anyway? And yet you make fun of people who already have that. Have you ever gone to the all-you-can-eat buffet and made fun of the rabbits at the salad bar, exercising the same level of self-control as we ourselves wish we had? That is a classic example of how you can shoot yourself in the foot. So to really demonstrate this and drive it home, I would like everyone, telling me to move those benches, to grab a seat, slide it to the front edge of your chair. I want you to pick your right foot off the floor. For those of us on balls, you can choose to relocate to a bench if you'd like. Pick your right foot up off the floor, and I want you to spin it in a clockwise direction. For those of us dependent on our digital clock, there is something here on the walls, and you can really familiarize yourself with clockwise. Now, while you got a nice circle going there, I would like you to take your right hand, your index finger, and I'd like you to draw the number 6 in the air without your foot changing direction. See, that's not fair. That's not fair for me to ask you to get it on the first try, so I want you to try it again. So you're doing a nice clockwise direction. See, I won't even try because I've failed this so many times. And draw that number 6. You are asking your brain to go in 2 directions at the same time. You're asking your brain to move towards something that you're trying to move away from. You're asking it for clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time.
So it's not good if you do that?
You can do it.
Can you? When I'm doing this, and I concentrate, I can, whoop, I did that.
The only way I know of that you can override it is if you draw the 6 without any conscious thought. If you can draw the 6 just
real quick.
Without thinking about it. And therefore, in that particular situation, you're not asking your brain to go 2 directions at the same time. That's the only way I know you can override it. There's the occasional freak that can do it too.
That's me.
Pointing fingers.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't point any fingers at Joey. A good example of applying this the same theory to wealth comes from a book written by T. Harvey Eckert, and it's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And he talks about people trying to move towards something that they hate and expressing real distaste for the rich. And the technique that he uses to help himself become more conscious when he's doing that is if he catches himself saying anything bad about the rich, he will take his finger like this and go, as if he's slitting his own throat, because that is exactly what you are doing when you are speaking ill of what it is that you want to move toward. I think the best way to override this is to make sure that you're taking the time to appreciate the things in your life that you want. Appreciate them before you even have them. When you see that idiot running in the snowstorm, or the rabbits at the salad bar, commend them, at least in your mind. If you don't want to do that, go, wow, good for them. Look at him, what an amazing level of commitment that idiot said to be running. And just because you've said it the wrong way, if you catch yourself going, what an idiot, there's nothing to say you can't back it up and restart your sentence, or correct yourself and express appreciation. Catch yourself, oh crap, look at me, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Let me say that over again. Look at the level of commitment that guy must have. Wow, that's really cool. When you run into somebody wealthy, express appreciation for them, for how hard they must have worked. Don't necessarily assume that they sell drugs. Or that they slit someone's throat in order to get there. Even the young punk that I ran into in the parking lot with my uncle, even if I want to say, you know what, his parents probably gave it to him on a silver platter, I can still stop and take the time to appreciate how hard or how smart they must have worked in order to be able to afford that. Any level of success that you see that you would like to obtain yourself, express some appreciation for that and watch it. Watch yourself just be able to move toward that more easily. So, how to recognize it? Just be more aware of your words. Be more conscious and aware of the things that you're saying and the things that you're speaking down on. Make sure that you're not speaking down on things you want to move toward. When you do recognize, stop and flip that around and say what it is that you meant to say had you been more conscious about it. And just notice and appreciate as much as possible. So we're going to pretend again that this is a big group, and we're going to do what's called discuss and debrief. So I want you to turn to your neighbor and take 60 seconds to discuss what we've talked about so far and how you may apply this to your life tomorrow or next week.
I was going to say,